I've spent the last 2 weeks on vacation with the Ableton Move. Just my headphones, me, and this little box. And here are my thoughts. Hi friends, my name is Kvndra, I'm an electronic musician and live act, and in today's video we will speak about the Ableton Move. I will share, after 2 weeks of intensively using it, what I like about it, what I didn't like about it, and some future feature wishes I wish that would come to the device. So let's get right into it. How did I actually use the Ableton Move? Mostly as a self-contained machine, a sketchpad, and for basic lifestyle jamming. The master effects make it actually surprisingly fun to shape your performances in the moment, so I didn't use them as a classy end of chain effects, but more like performance effects to be tweaked to affect all 4 tracks at the same time. Filter sweeps, some delay throws, you just name it. Nothing super polished, but enough to capture a vibe, and that's kind of the point of the device. First of all, I think the Move is fun, like really fun. It feels like a very immediate instrument, so you can get your jams going very quickly. You can have something running, some loops and some stuff, and it just feels all so natural. No computer involved, just very immediate. Also, when you pick up the device for the first time, if you're an experienced user and you know your way around synthesizers and sequences, you will find a very good workflow very quickly and get to jamming mode very, very quick. And this is really what I like about the device, that it's so immediate and fun for making music. The fact that it is battery powered with a really decent runtime is for me a big game changer. I actually didn't pick up my laptop in the 2 weeks that I was away, and I don't needed it because this thing had everything I needed for my jams, and I could just take it outside and make music everywhere, which is awesome. Also, another point for me that I like is the 4-track limitation. Now, I know a lot of people are complaining about this, but actually for me the limitation really makes me think what elements need to be in a track. What do I need to compose my music? How do I want to structure my track? It makes me think a little bit more and get creative outside of the box, and this is really what this device pushes you. So for me, the 4-track limitation actually is a very good decision. Now, the Ableton Move is not perfect. There were moments when the UI really got in the way when making music, especially when you perform live stuff. Things like switching between session and instrument mode or having to scroll endlessly through pages in the sound section, that kind of killed the workflow. And while it's great for capturing quick ideas, it really lacks on the level of sound design. Now, I kind of get Ableton's idea of saying this is a sketchpad for immediate music making and not in-depth sound design, but for me personally, sound design is such an integral part of the music making process. You could have the same chord progression with 2 different sounds, and even if it's the same chord progression, one will completely catch your vibe and the other one will not. So for me, sound design is so important, and this is what this device really lacks. Also, I missed things like sidechaining, note probability, and generative sequencing techniques. I think all of these would suit the Move really well and make it a more usable tool for actually creating more advanced music. The essentials are there, but if you're more into advanced music programming and tweaking, you'll definitely feel what's missing. That being said, here are 3 features I really wish the Move had. Number 1, a dedicated drift sound design mode that goes deeper than the current one. One thing I loved about the Move was the full integration of Ableton's drift synthesizer. So when I started to make my own presets for it in Ableton Live with a computer, I actually realized how powerful the synth can get. So I would love to see the Move getting a dedicated sound design mode. In this mode you can only do sound design. No sequencing, no multiple tracks, just one track that you can sound design. However, what you get back in return is that you get access to all the different parameters from the Ableton Drift synthesizer. So you can just from scratch create a patch that you really like, add 2 of the effects that are supported from the Ableton Move, like for example a delay and a reverb, and then save that as a preset as you define 8 macros to be tweaked. Then you switch back to performance mode, how I call it, which is the actual Move as it is right now. And then you can load the preset that you have created, still have access to the 8 macros, but not more, and then we'll have back access for all the 4 tracks of Move and keep going with your music making process. This would make the use of a computer completely unnecessary, and you can actually create your own patches from scratch on the Move, which I think would be amazingly awesome. The second thing I would like to see is a basic integration of Ableton's operator synthesizer. I know this is a feature that has been requested by a lot of people in the community, and for me it would be a game changer because it would add a whole new world of sounds to the Move. And when I was talking to the Ableton team at Superbooth 2025, they actually said that it's something they find really interesting and they consider taking a look into. So Ableton, I really hope you do that, because that would be an extremely fantastic addition to the Ableton Move. And the third thing I would love to see is a performance mode where you can save temporary presets, same as on the Electron machines. I found myself jamming with the Ableton Move a lot, tweaking parameters, but then I had a really hard time getting back to the initial state where I was. So I would love to have a save state, so to say, that I can just save temporarily and then just go completely crazy on my sequences and then just press one button to reset everything to the normal state. And I think especially for live performances that would be awesome and make the Move actually an amazing tool to integrate into your live set as well. All in all, I think the Ableton Move is off to a really solid start, and I really like that the Ableton team is listening closely to the community and hearing what features they want and try to integrate those into the machine. If they keep integrating and expanding on the features like Torso did recently with their 2.0 update for the S4, I think the Move could grow from an already fun device to a really incredible instrument. And with the recent price increase on Move, I think that would just be fair. So let me know in the comments what you think about Move. Do you already have one? Do you think about getting one? Do you don't like it at all? I would really love to hear your thoughts and get into a discussion. And till then, I'll see you in the next video. Stay creative and bye-bye.